Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sid back again with another video. Today, I'm just going to be playing around. I'm going to be talking about some questions that you guys typically ask while playing this Golem Double Prince deck on ladder. It's normally a pretty relaxed deck, pretty fun though. It can do a lot of damage if you play it correctly, and if they don't have things like Inferno Towers, Inferno Dragons, Pekkas, things like that. Although, even still, sometimes you can break through those big things. So yeah, let's just hop into it. Alright, now for this video, I'm not going to answer the typical questions that I normally get. I mean, I am 16, I'm not with a team at the moment, although it should be announced pretty soon which team I'm going to be playing in CRL. I am going to be doing CRL. So yeah, for this episode, I'm thinking instead of answering those like really common questions, I'm going to be answering questions that I can talk about a little bit more in depth. Instead of saying, hey, I'm this age, I live here, you know, whatever. So one of the questions that I get asked most often is, do I have any good decks for pushing? Do I have any like good decks for Arena 11, Arena 8, whatever? Do I recommend any decks to play? Things like that. Now, it's really hard for me to answer these questions, actually, even though I get them all the time. And it wouldn't seem like they're very hard, but honestly, decks are something that are very personalized to you, at least in my case. You know, I love cycle decks most of the time, but I can play pretty much everything with some sort of reasonable degree of expertise. While I honestly have no clue what you guys like to play. You know, if someone messages me randomly on Discord, say, hey, you have any decks, by the way? I'm a big fan, whatever. It's like, I don't really know how to respond, but how I get my decks is I have a bunch of pro players on my friends list, so I get a few from there, but the majority of decks I play, you know, I see something on Royale, I see something top 200, top 300, I'm like, ooh, that looks fun, I've never tried that before, maybe it's some Pekka Loon, maybe it's some Mortar Hog, maybe it's some Pekka Mortar, it could be a whole range of things, and honestly, if I haven't tried it and I'm feeling in the mood, I'll just try it out. Now, I normally just get the decks from the top 200 stuff. Honestly, the stuff below that, you know, you really don't know how good it's actually going to be. I normally just like to get stuff in the most competitive environment that there is in the game, which for a lot of the time during the season is ladder, so that's how I get the majority of my decks, guys. Obviously, there are tools out there like Stats Royale, you know, Royale API, Deckshot Pro, things like that, but honestly, I've never really been too big of a fan of those websites. I don't know, I just not a very big website chart kind of guy. I just kind of get everything from the source being in game. And yeah, look at that, guys. Through that one question, we almost 3-crowned this guy. I'm going for the 3-crown, nice and simple. And then once we get that done, I'm just gonna defend a little bit. I'm gonna end up going for the 3-crown here. Yes, we got another shot. Let's go, boys. I might actually do it right here. So yeah, I'll get into another question in the next game. Alright, now another question that I get asked a lot of the time is, do I have any general tips for improvement? Like, what do you practice? What do you practice? How do you practice? Whatever. And honestly, I don't really have any one tip. Obviously, when I was starting to play, Royale was only top 200 because it was in February 2016 when I got the game. So I would basically watch every single, you know, Royale replay just so I can pick something up. You know, you can always learn something from any game. Make sure you're watching all these events online right now. The Q-Lash League event was actually going on earlier today where Queso played against Asus Rogue Army. There are a lot of good decks, a lot of new decks, a lot of great matches, great players. There are really a lot to learn, so just making sure you're watching as much as you're playing, if anything, has always been helpful for me. I've always been kind of an avid watcher, even during school, you know. I'd rather probably watch a video or something and listen to a lecture, and that's just how I learn best. But obviously, learning is completely different. It happens on a spectrum for a lot of people, not as in like, you know, the typical definition, but as in people like to learn in different ways. Some people are book learners, some people are video, audio, whatever learners. So just finding what works for you. I normally just like to practice. Some people say to review your game, some people say to take journals or whatever, and honestly for me that just takes a lot of the joy out of the game. I've never watched replays unless it's for a video or something. It's a game that I want to show you guys. I don't really like learn from my replays, so like if I know I made a mistake, I know I made a mistake, I'm just gonna move on, right? So I don't know if that helps you. Obviously go for it, but just like whatever deck to use, whatever deck to push with, it is really quite personalized. Let's go, Prince! Okay. I'm playing and doing this thing at the same time, so if I make any big mistakes, if I play horribly, whatever, obviously these games, I try to pick Golem, because it is a very good deck at the moment, but it's also a deck you can play fairly slowly, and as long as you've got, like, semi-decent mechanics with just a good sense of when to push, when to be aggressive, when to not, you really don't have to put too much kind of thought into mechanics of the game, which you would have to do with a cycle deck, so that's why I'm doing that. It's actually kind of hard to defend. I mean, I think I did a pretty decent job, but yep, that's an okay defense right there. Let's see, other questions that I get all the time. Oh, here's a good one. How do I manage school and playing professionally and content creation and all of that? Honestly, like, it is quite a mix. I'm not currently with the team publicly at the moment, so I'm not practicing or anything like that with scheduled practices. And with school, I mean, I do upload semi-regularly, but that always changes. Like, sometimes I'll upload 3 days in a row if I have a lot of free time. Sometimes I go a week, 4 or 5 days without uploading, sometimes even a few weeks. So it really just depends. But find a schedule that's comfortable for you. Don't overwork yourself, don't burn yourself out. If you have a lot of free time and it's something that you really enjoy, I feel like you're going to make time for it. Although if you don't enjoy it, you know, you're just playing casually, whatever, there's no harm in that at all. But a lot of people do want to become pros, so that's kind of how I manage both of that. And, you know, meeting with teachers, doing homework during school, sometimes getting less sleep, all of this stuff kind of helps manage my time and still being able to be a student and kind of the student athlete type mentality where a lot of my time is going to a variety of different things. Alright, so as I was queuing, I kind of thought of a final question. It is very similar to one of the older questions, but like, what goes through my mind while playing? What am I thinking about? What is going through my head? What am I cognizant of? What am I kind of, you know, whatever about? And honestly, it really depends. Obviously with YouTube videos, it is a good bit. I'm thinking about what I'm talking, you know, what I'm saying. I want to make sure it's grammatically correct. I want to make sure I'm not just saying like whatever just to fill space. So that can be a challenge sometimes. Although most of the time when I'm playing, especially when I'm playing competitively, I'm thinking of a mix of, you know, just trying to stay focused, thinking about what he has. Unlike some pro players, I don't count cards, I don't count elixir. Obviously, if that helps some players, which it does, you know, go right ahead. I would not advise against it. Although, honestly, for me, it's just something that I find distracting. If I'm thinking about elixir or whatever, I can get caught up in that, and then I maybe make a mistake, and then I get panicked about the mistake, and then I forget how much elixir they have, and just kinds of a cycle. So I'm more of a instinctive player. I'm more of a player who just like, this is why I'm able to stream and make YouTube videos while playing the game at the same time. It's kind of just, you know, I came from a background of speed chess. I did a lot of speed chess before I started picking up Clash, and that was basically 100% intuition. Just, you gotta know the game, you gotta know what you're trying to do, and you really don't have any time to think about it through and throughout, which Clash Royale is very similar. It's a very fast-paced game, there's a lot going on at the same time. You really don't know what your opponent's gonna do, which sometimes you know in chess, which makes it a little bit more interesting in my opinion, especially for a speed type game. Although, I don't know. So yeah, as I'm saying, I'm normally just trying to stay focused. I normally try to have a general sense of what cards they have right now. Like right now, let's see, he's got Lava Hound, Tombstone, Firebolt, Zap. I can know that pretty effectively just because of how he defended my last push. Although, maybe he had Balloon. Not really sure, there's the Balloon. So I guess just for me, it's been pretty easy just to have a general understanding. I really don't have to think too hard about kind of card rotation and stuff like that. Although it is always something to be cognizant of, like knowing when to push, when to be aggressive. And also just making sure I'm placing things right. As I'm in a YouTube video, I am messing up placements as we speak with that tornado right there. I could have pulled that to the tower without taking damage. And obviously I messed that up with my tower using a lot of HP. Now I am actually going to pull this, just like in Cycle, to a tornado, so I can pull that away with no damage. So that's kind of a fun play right there, actually. That was a very fun play, I'm glad it worked. So yeah, that's kind of what I think of when I'm going through games, especially competitive games. Just trying to focus in, but not get too focused, not kind of, you know, stress myself out or anything. So yeah, I guess that's gonna end the video. We're gonna open this crown chest, see what we get. Got kind of trash. We are 250th global, so some decent gameplay, some fun games. Obviously, make sure to check out this golem deck. Make sure to check out all my social links down in the description. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. It's pretty different from my other videos. Kind of a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more just kind of talking to you guys instead of just talking about the game. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Peace out.